All right now. Let's do it. All right, let's go ahead and go live. We are out here. Shout out where you're from. Because you know how we like to do it. We are live. Whoa. Hey, y'all. Good to see all of you. Shout out where you're from. Don't you hesitate, because I want to know what part of the world are you in. It's always UK. It's always UK. I don't know why so many people from the UK watch me. You know, do you have dating problems in the UK? Because we're cooked, okay? I have some friends that are in the UK now, and they love the UK. They say it's so much better than the US. But if you're having dating issues out there, NYC, the worst dating city. Really? Oh, you're from Virginia? DMV girl? I'm from Virginia too. I'm in Richmond. I'm in Richmond right now. I'm originally from New York, but I live in Virginia now. Let's go. We got TikTok and Instagram up. So sorry if I don't see everything. Romania. Dubai, but still repping for the UK. Best way to approach a woman you're interested in? So here's the thing. There's different ways, right? Some guys go with the cold approach and they just walk up and say, hey, you're beautiful. I just thought I'd let you know. Do you have a boyfriend, right? And then there's other guys who look for choosing signals and they say, okay, well, let me make sure that she gives me a look. I'll know, by judging how that vibe goes if I'm gonna approach. So either way, but you just don't want to be creepy. You don't want to do too much. You can tell if a woman is not interested based on how she responds to your vibe. If she's kind of like turned away or not really trying to talk to you, then you probably, just want to, let it go. But hey, the best way is to just do it, right? Just do it. But make sure you're in a setting that is a little bit better, right? You don't want to do it in a dark alley at night and make her life miserable, AZ from Shy and driving to Cali. You're driving to Cali right now? Are you in the car right now? Can't be watching me all live. I'm just playing. You can hear my voice. Hello, how are you doing? The Netherlands. What's up, Netherlands? What's up? What's up, TikTok? Come on, let's get it started. We are partying today. Why won't my ex give me back my last big... Can we ask questions on here? Yes, you can. That's the whole point of this. But sometimes I may not be able to get to your question because I'm looking at different screens, and if I miss it, you may have to ask it again. But in order to get a one-on-one with me, like if you want one-on-one time with me, because some of these questions, even though they're good, I got to break down a lot. So if you want to get one-on-one time with me, I put a link in the bio. All you got to do is hit that link in the bio, there's subscribe while I'm on live button, put done in the chat, and we will get you scheduled automatically. So you automatically jump ahead of everyone that's applied if you go in the link in the bio and you hit that subscribe while I'm on live button and let me know that you've done it. You can send me a DM, you can comment on here. Okay, so we're gonna start with some questions because you know how I do. You know I'm Xavier, the relationship coach, and this is how I roll. So, why won't my ex give me back my last big items from him? He broke up with me. So I don't know if you've heard of the Cinderella effect, right? But you know how in the movie Cinderella, she left her slipper, glass slipper, and the prince or whatever ends up looking for her, hoping to find her again. Some people will leave stuff at your house or keep your things so that they can still have some tie into you. So it's all about keeping access to you. Narcissists or manipulators want to keep access no matter what, no matter how bad the breakup was, no matter what's happened, because at the end of the day, that was their number one goal, is to keep a level of control. So they feel like as long as they still have access to you, as long as they still have communication with you, there's still a sense of control. And a lot of ladies have had trouble with understanding that when I talk to them. Like, oh, well, I'm just talking. I'm like, for you, it's just talking. For him, it is access. For him, it is a possibility. You have to understand that your access is value to a manipulator. What's up, girl? Good to see you. Y'all got to follow God is Glamorous if you're trying to get it right. She is just an awesome person in today's modern dating world that has been struck by a lot of the evil wickedness. Wow, I can't talk today. But she does a great job of upholding the image of what needs to be said in today's generation that has been missing for many years. So for those of you, especially those of you that are spiritual, that are God-fearing, highly recommend her page because she's got some stuff on there that even got to me. So definitely look her up. She's got some great stuff. Absolutely. How do I bring up commitment in the convo? It's been a year. You don't need to. Let me tell you something. The guy knows within a week what he wants. And if he doesn't, then there's something wrong with that guy. Because what is he doing? He's had you for a year, right? That's time. That's so much time you've had to get to know someone inside and out. He knows you so well. He probably knows what you smell like when you walk by without you even walking by. And you're telling me that he hasn't talked about commitment? At this point, it's just a placeholder for each other, for who his actual person is going to be. So here's the thing. You don't need to talk about it. You want to find out how to get a guy to bring up commitment? Just become less available. Because then he's going to be like, oh man, I feel like I can't keep you like I used to. I feel like I don't see you anymore. Like, what's been happening? Well, it's just been a while and I'm kind of looking for commitment and it's been almost a year and we're still not committed. I don't think this is for me. You got to be willing to break up. You got to be willing to break up. You want to know an answer to a lot of your questions, ladies, on this live today? You want to know the answer to a lot of your questions? They all surround the idea of you have to be willing to walk away. That solves most manipulation, toxic problems, the willingness. I'm not saying to walk away, but I'm saying you have to be willing. You don't go into a car dealership and say, oh, I'm going to take the first price you give me. You bargain them, and then what do? They give you a ridiculous price, and then you walk out the door, and then they call you and say, you know what? You're probably right. Why don't you come on back in the shop, and we're going to take care of you. See? Otherwise, you'd be paying top tier price you don't need to be paying because you know they're trying to rip you off. What's going on, Nicole? Get up on this live, Nicole. He always says he loved me and want to make it work with following new girls every day. Well, that's his idea of love then. If that's what you're seeing, then that's his idea of love. Oh, I love you so much while I'm following these women. So either he's lying or either that's his idea of love for him towards you. So you want a guy that likes girls on Instagram and keeps following them, even though he says he loves you? Because last I checked in the book of love, it means how you love someone else outside of how you look at it. I'm not going to love you in a way that I see fit. I'm going to love you in the way that you see fit. If you say you like gifts, I'm going to buy you stuff. If you say you like words of affirmation, I'm going to compliment you. If you say you like touch, I'm going to make sure that I'm always hugging you. See, this is how love works. That's not love. That's not love. The word love gets thrown around so loosely in today's generation. I love you, I love you, I love you. And people just end up hypnotized by the word, not realizing that it's totally off base to the actual meaning. I mean, if you're a spiritual person, you can look at the Bible, right? Love is kind, love is patient, love does not insist on its own way. Like, insist on its own way. You know how many people insist on their own way? This is how you got to look at it. This is my way. This is my way. This is me, 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 me. Like, these words started such a long time ago, and yet we take them way out of context, and we're wondering why our lives aren't working. We're wondering why the origination of these words are being used to fit our own agenda. Where have you noticed in the world that chaos erupts? When people use things that sound like the real thing to fit an agenda push, right? I'm gonna tell you this is love when it's actually selfishness. I'm gonna tell you I'm protecting you when it's actually control. I'm gonna tell you you're getting a deal when the original price was actually way above. So, do you see how it works? We need to stop using things out of context and look at the reality of the situation first. Then deal with the reality. A lot of the times, people avoid reality. I don't want to believe this person is this way. I don't want to see them in that light because then they'll demotivate me. Well, sometimes you have to let things fail. One really good way to know that your partner is going to be what you're looking for is if you allow them to fail sometimes. Stop trying to hold the torch. If this person if he's not doing what he needs to do, then you tell him once or twice, right? You give him once or twice, and then he fails. Let him do it because you never know. Maybe he might pick up the ball, right? And maybe he's just been a little bit spoiled. We need to stop spoiling people. We can support, but we're not supposed to keep taking over, right? People need to walk their own journey. They have their own journey. They have their own healing. They have their own path that they need to walk, and we're intervening. And we're trying to protect them from facing the consequences of their bad decisions, of their lack of judgment, of their lack of effort. We're trying to do the effort for them. I can carry this ball for you. And where's that getting us? That's making us feel used. We feel like someone's parent. We feel like someone's teacher, someone's professor, someone's therapist. And you ain't even getting paid for that. So, ladies, how many times do you feel like you're the one doing all the work? Like you're the one holding this thing up. And this guy, all he does is say, I love you. You know how I picture, thank you, Red Hot, thank you for the hands. You know how I picture guys that do nothing in a relationship but say, I love you? I imagine them sitting on their phones, right? Like as a mental picture. Thank you so much, Shale. Thank you so much. They're just sitting and they're just like, yeah, Oh, you need love and support? Yeah. What do you mean you're leaving? Hold on. Baby, I love you so much. I love you like there's no other girl like you. Come on, you're really gonna give this up? Think about us, see? Oh, now I gotta miss you. Oh, you love me too? Okay, so you're gonna do that thing I said? Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna like this girl again. Dang, she's a baddie. That's what I see in my head. And some guys don't even say I love you. Some guys are just like, oh, really? You're gonna let this go? Like, using emotional leverage. They try to tug on your heartstrings but to me, here's what I think. I think it's abusive, right? And I know the word abuse is thrown around quite a bit, but for a reason, right? Thank you, Shale. Thank you again for the snapping fingers. I think that you have a certain kind of access to certain people. If I give you access to my house, if I say, hey, here's the key, come over whenever. Clearly, the expectation in a lot of cases is not, you're gonna be here at 4 a.m. drunk, throwing up on my floor, right? That's normally common sense. So I'm thinking that when I give you this access, you won't abuse it, right? You're more than likely gonna use it when you're welcome. You're gonna use it in between hours that I'm actually available. You're gonna make sure that you've checked in. You're just gonna follow in line. What these guys are doing is they're abusing the vulnerability that you've handed to them. You handed them vulnerability. You handed them your body, your mind, and your soul. And they said, okay, now I've got you in a certain rhythm and pattern where you only serve me because I know that you gave me your heart. So now I'm going to start to abuse it. I'm going to start trying to do too much. I'm going to take more than what you offered. I'm going to blame you for things and twist things around and make you feel like the villain because it's all about abusing that access. You got to be careful out here in these streets. Why are we giving so much to people we don't know so well? I'm so guilty. Because you have this idea of who someone is, and when someone shows you a little bit of that picture that you're trying to build in your head, those gaps are where you're not supposed to fill it in. But what humans do, we're actually psychologically programmed to complete puzzles. As people, we are programmed to complete the picture because humans cannot cope with not understanding and not knowing. So what we do sometimes is we try to put together the parts that we don't understand with the parts that we like. And then it becomes a perfect picture. And then we give them based on the parts that we filled in too. So the reality is we're not actually giving it to the person that we think they actually are. We're giving it to the person that we think they are based off of our own interpretation and fill in the blank method. It's actually something that our brains do. You can look this up. So because humans don't cope well with being uncomfortable, sometimes we do it ourselves, and that actually works against us. The trick as a human, in order to stop giving to people that are not for you, is to stop trying to fill in the blank. If they have crappiness to them, then they're crappy. If they got deal breakers, then they're deal breakers. If they're a bad person, if they're doing something wrong, then that's what they're doing. Whether you're right for seeing it or not, it doesn't matter. Your perception is your reality. So therefore, you want to look at the picture for exactly as it is, and don't try to think the opposite, right? You want to think exactly in alignment with what they're showing you. But that's sometimes what we don't do because we want to see the best in people. We want to see the best. But why is it always the best in people that we want to date? That's what we tell ourselves. So not only are we filling the blank for someone else, but we're filling it in for ourselves. And we end up in this loop. So I don't know if this is making sense. Still waiting for you to respond what I said patiently. What did you say? Can you write it again? I'm trying to keep up with all of this. I'm going to tell y'all, just to let you know, I'm looking at multiple screens on multiple different social media sites. And sometimes, I don't know if I have ADHD or something, but I'm trying to look for your question. Here we go. Why my ex led me on, have people beat me up, we lost our baby, act like I'm a bad person. I don't know why he did that. That sounds psychotic. You might have to talk to me. That is one of the most horrific stories I've ever heard in my entire life. I couldn't answer that if I tried. It's so deep. It sounds psychotic though. Why do men seem put off by intellect and tradition, yet say they want it? What do you mean? What do you mean? Read the rest. There is no rest. Hey Katrina, what's up, girl? I am walking away. Was that the rest? Can you write the rest? Everyone loves him. Everyone loves him? I don't know. Your story is a bit deep. You're going to have to talk to me. I think that's the best course for you. Some of these questions are way too deep. Like, Yeah, you're gonna have to talk to me. I don't know how to answer that. That's a lot. Um, did you see my comment question? Oh my god, I'm missing everyone's comments. Okay, give me a second. Uh, yeah, you're gonna have to talk to me. Here's what I would say: if you want to talk to me, click the link in the bio, subscribe. There's a subscribe button. Type done in the comments, or send me a message with your number, and I'll get back to you. We'll schedule an hour with you. Why things going so good, and after we just had great sex, and everything is going good, then he just gets quiet and distances himself after we just had. Well, you're saying great. We're gonna call it. I can't subscribe. It won't let me. What is it doing? Send me a DM. Send me a DM, and I'll get to you after this. So, what's the topic of this live? Is it not on there? So, you say things are going good, and you just had great. You just slept together, and it was so great, right? You said that like 2 or 3 times here. Just because that's great doesn't mean he wants to stick around. And the thing is it great for you or is it great for him? Like, that's another thing. That sometimes, thank you so much, Aria. That's sometimes a hard pill to swallow, is that our experience in the bed with someone may not be as great for them as it is for us. Or it may not be enough for them to want to stick around as it is for us. You could judge by his action. He's going away because whatever you guys did together wasn't heavy enough for him to stick around. Mine is Mr. Nice Guy, outdoors, behind closed doors. He is pure evil. Why are you still dating him? Miss Candace. Candace, can you send me it again? All right, we're gonna go back to TikTok. So why is he concerned with what I'm doing and very jealous, but he's out dating? Because he wants to keep you from meeting anyone. He's okay with meeting people, but he doesn't want you to meet anyone. He wants to keep you kept. He wants you in the house like Rapunzel while he goes out and he does heathen stuff, right? He wants you to stay home. That's why. Xavier is brutal. Nah, I mean it's how it is, right? Like, you know how many times I've been on a date and I thought I had the most wonderful time ever? And I was like, man, like, I just know we're gonna see each other again. Ghosted. I was like, wait a minute. So you never know. And you never know what people are going through in their hearts. You know, like, you never know where they're coming from. They might be broken. They might be going through it. So that's why you gotta be really careful with who you mix yourself up with, right? You gotta be careful with who you share your spirit with. Because if they're giving you wishy-washy type of attitude and personality, then this person needs to heal or they need to get to where they need to get to. And we're sleeping with these people. Like, this is what happens. This is why now our spirit is confused. And we're like, I wasn't confused. Now I'm confused about life, you know? And it's like, but it's so good. It's like eating pizza, you know? Pizza's amazing, but if you eat it every day, it's gonna leave your whole stomach gut health is gonna get real confused. All this grease and cheap cheese and bread and, you know, all that stuff is gonna eventually catch up with you. So you wanna be careful about what you're doing with yourself with people who are confused. I don't like to mess with people who are confused. Just because I just don't need that kind of energy in my life. Whether I'm playing around or not, it's just not healthy for me personally. Started dating someone, slept together, and things were going great. Talking daily, invited me to his place, made me great dinner, and ghosted me last week. Dang, son. Still creeps IG stories. Yeah, because he still has access. You know, some guys look at you as a consolation prize. They look at you as like a, oh yeah, I got her. And she's still, like, honestly, you know what he probably does? He probably talks about you to his friends like he got you, right? Some guys actually do that. They're like, oh yeah, you know, like some guys just want, not all guys, but some guys just want the experience of having you as close as possible. They want to cook you dinner, they want to take you on a date, they want to sleep with you, and then they want to bail. And they're going to tell all their friends, man, look at this girl I pulled, man. Like, I cooked her dinner, we had such a good time. She was so wonderful. Yeah, but I'm going to leave. Some guys actually do this. I told you, I speak manipulator. So, but it sucks, right? You know? But that's one of the reasons why he probably looks at your stories, because he's like, I got that. Oh, good to see you doing so well. I already got that. Have you heard that song by Ray J, right? On online when he was talking about Kim Kardashian, and he was like, I hit it first. So no matter what you do, Kanye, I hit it first. Remember that? Some guys actually think like that. Like, I just want to know I got you. And sometimes that'll be confusing on the other side, because you'll think, well, does he actually want me? And is he actually being hot and cold? Does he actually like me? And maybe he doesn't understand his feelings? No, he understands very well. He understands enough. Because let me tell you, when a guy really wants you and he can't live a day without you, he's not just going to watch your story and disappear. That's not the way it works. That guy wants you. He's going to show it. Question was essentially, why do I not get approached by men ever? And it could be because I'm always with kids, even when I'm alone. I don't get approached either, although I think I'm well put together. Well, I would say if you have children, then there's a certain demographic of men that would not approach you, right? And also, you know, approaching a woman while she's with her kids is kind of like off, right? Like, I mean, what if your kid, I don't know if the dad is in the picture. Like, okay, I can say honestly as a man, if I see a woman walking with her kids, I'm probably not gonna approach and try to holler in front of the kid. I would just feel like that's so inappropriate, me personally. Now, some guys, maybe they don't care, right? And I'm sure there are guys that don't care. But for me personally, I do think if I saw a woman with her kids, I would be like, you know, because I don't want to show that to the kid. I don't want to. Our first meeting is me flirting with your mom, especially depending on how old the kid is. You know, that's sometimes something that, you know, I'd be a little bit weary of, me personally. I'd not want to be approached with my kids there. Yeah, exactly. So it's both ways, right? You don't want to be approached with a child. He doesn't want to approach you with your children. So maybe not having your children around, you know? I think the issue is I don't see them look my way either, even when I'm alone. I have 4. And you're with kids. So they automatically probably look at you and say, oh, well, you know, she's probably out shopping. Because sometimes we'll think that you have a man at home. You know? Like, sometimes we think that. We're like, oh, you must have a guy back at the house. Like, oh, you probably out here just, you know, food shopping for dinner tonight. Like, I don't know. If I see a family together, I'm like, yeah. Try going out without the kids sometimes, right? If you can find a way to do that and see if that changes anything. If you can manage it. Why do men ghost beautiful women and you have amazing chemistry and personality? Because it doesn't matter. Your beauty and personality doesn't attract F-boys and keep them, right? You could be the most beautiful, most charismatic woman on the planet. A guy who has low standards, who's just looking for a one-night deal. Now, here's another question. Why would you want to be with a man that isn't wanting to settle down with a woman who brings all of that to the table, right? Those men are showing you. And at the same time, beauty alone is subjective. You could be beautiful to one person, and to another person, you may not be their cup of tea. So forget them. Live for yourself. And here's the thing. We need to stop going on dates with the expectation that there's going to be a follow-up. You want to know how to conquer this dating game? Stop looking for a follow-up after you date them, after you hang out with them the first time, right? So because you want to make sure that this person is going to be consistent. That should be the number one thing you're looking for. If they ghost you, then they're showing you inconsistency, which means that you're good, right? They showed you who they were. They showed you this is how they show they're not interested. I would just move on. I would just move on. I'm alone sometimes when I run a Starbucks, Target, always put together, hair done. Well, where do you live? Demographic matters, right? Demographic, where you're at, what they normally go for. Why do I keep meeting men who lie about wanting a relationship just to enjoy the challenge? Because a lot of men are like that. I mean, a lot of men say that and do just enjoy the challenge. Are you challenging men a lot in the beginning? Well, that could be another thing. You know, sometimes you could be too challenging, and a lot of guys don't like, I would say a lot of healthy guys don't like that much of a challenge, because then it just feels like, okay, you're overdoing it. I'm not a terrible guy. Now, some guys who are crazy, they love to be challenged, but then the second they get you, they're out. So you don't want to make it too challenging, you know, if you want to meet the right person. How do I know if a guy is interested in me or just a nice guy? By how long he keeps the same behavior without wanting more. That's why we say the 3-month rule, right? Relatively affluent, upper middle class, not a ton of diversity. I don't know. I don't know. Without looking at you, and I can't see on your little the avatar. So maybe we need to talk, you know, and see what's happening here. Maybe they are staring and you just don't notice, right? There's so many, but we'd have to talk more. Men seem to settle down with women who are just bossy and mean, but they worship them. Nice girls finish last. Thoughts? Most of the guys I've seen settle down with women, they settle down with women, but there's different kinds of women that get settled down with, right? But the number one thing I've personally seen, men settle down with women that hold them accountable. I don't know what it is, but men, like, if a woman calls him out on his crap, if she tells him, you know, hey, like, this is not you, if she says she's not going to deal with certain things, not going to put up with certain things, that's the women I've seen them kind of settle down with. Women that call them out. I got to reschedule. What is this? All right, let's go. So should I call out the man who ghosted me? The thing is, you got to know how to do it. Everything is about timing too, right? Let them go. If someone, you heard the term, if you love someone, set them free. Let them go. If you let him go and he comes back, then you could say, I don't know why you're coming back to me when you just ghosted me. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think he means someone that helps him be a better man. Yeah. Yeah, not just, because here's the thing. You don't want to get into arguments with someone that early in the game. Like, if you're like 2 to 3 months into a situation with someone and you're already arguing, like, that's already a sign that this is not going to work. Did you subscribe? You sent me your number. You sent me, did you subscribe? You just sent me your phone number. It won't let me subscriptions. Why the heck? Send me a DM. Send me a DM. If you want to subscribe, send me a DM and I'll send you the link. I'll do it right now while I'm on live. Everyone who wants to subscribe, send me a DM. Hold on. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sophia. Send me a DM if you want. If you want to subscribe. So how do you send DMs here? You might be able to use it on TikTok. Go to the link and subscribe. And this is chaotic. Hold on. Noon works. Okay, perfect. I'm scheduling appointments right now while people are on here. That's how hard we go in the paint. What is un momento? What is wrong with this? I quit. Copy. Okay. I'm sending it to you. Subscribe link. Got you. Boom. Sent. Okay, you. You. No, don't click that one. Click this one. All right, anyone else on Instagram wants a link, let me know. Send me a DM. No gift can be sent. It says try tomorrow. Your sweet dog in the background. That dog isn't real. I'm just playing. I'm playing. She's very real. She's like, oh, you be on live again. You're always on live. She's so bored of me. We are good friends. He lives far away. I just stopped reaching out to him because I wanted him to initiate, and then he ghosted LMAO. I wanted him to chase a bit. See, that's your first problem. Chasing isn't always a good measure. See, now it backfired. If it bothers you, then you shouldn't have done that. Thank you, Sophia, for the gift. That's when it could backfire, you know? You don't want to make a person chase. That's setting it up. That's almost like, I'm gonna be honest with you, sometimes setting someone up to chase can be a little bit of self-sabotage. Because they might quit. You know, like a lot of people don't like to chase, especially if they think that their value is up, right? They're gonna be like, I'm not doing this. You always want to lean closer to mutual energy and reciprocation. Now, I don't know your whole situation enough to know everything that took place, but you always want to lean more towards reciprocal energy. Because then otherwise, it's just gonna look like you're playing. And yeah, if the guy is confident, he's gonna say, I'm out. I know I would. The secret to being appreciated by your partner is to not be too available. Well, here's the thing. That's a good statement, right? But let me add a little bit of flavor to it. Not being too available means you have stuff going on and you're not just gonna drop everything all the time, right? If you have a job that you need to do, if you have stuff that you need to work on, if you have errands you need to run, you're not just gonna drop every single second. You're gonna get back to a person when the time is right. Even though we have text messaging and everything, it doesn't always mean, oh, every single moment of every day, right? Unless you got time like that. But when you accommodate somebody too much to the point that you can't even live your life, because I've been in situations like that where I was going back and forth and it was almost like I didn't have a life anymore. I was just in my phone. And that could be a little bit tough to manage. Someone sent me their phone number on TikTok, and I still don't know what that phone number means. They just sent it right in the comments. I think that, every couple, at least once a week, should have a check-in, like on how things are going, where we can be totally honest with each other and not take it personally. I think one of the problems that I've seen in a lot of relationships and marriages is they're not totally honest with each other. because they're afraid of hurting each other's feelings or they're afraid of what could happen. I think we need like once a week or once every 2 weeks, we sit down at the table and we say, okay, we're going to have radical honesty and radical transparency. And we're going to talk about things that are great and things that bother us, and we're not going to take it personal, right? I think that's important to a healthy relationship, because all those things that keep going unsaid are eventually just going to pile up. And then you'll find yourself, in these arguments because there's so many unsaid things that just, it makes you detached. The more that you hide from your partner, the more honesty and transparency you hide from your partner, the worse your relationship is going to get. And then if you don't feel like you can talk about it without being yelled at or without being told, you're crazy or something like that, that's just going to make it worse, because eventually you're going to detach, right? You want to be careful with that, I would say. Let's go. More questions. Damn, yeah, we talk daily and had movie nights every week. I'm trying to detach now. He act like a child, so I'm letting go and moving on. All right, Sophia. My fiance and I do check-ins frequently. How does that go? There's a reason why you guys are engaged, right? Sounds like it's working out well. Are you guys successful? You leave no crumbs, right? You talk about everything. Those are the best couples. I'm gonna be honest with you. Those are some of the best couples, the ones that can talk about absolutely anything. You talk about everything? See? I told you. Best couples talk about everything. Sunday, scheduling now, because I'm scheduling while people are on here. So if you want, what the heck? If you want me to book with you, if you want to get booked, Monday has some openings. Go ahead and send me a DM and I will send you a subscription link. Once you fill that out, we are done. More questions, y'all. How do you send DMs here? I don't know. A guy flirts with me daily and said he's emotionally unavailable. Should I stop talking to him? I don't know. Should you date someone that doesn't want to ever be open to you? I mean, you know what he wants. I mean, like, think about it. If I say, hey, I want to date you, I won't give you access to my emotions, then what else am I giving you access to? What else can we do that would spark intimacy outside of emotion? That's what you're going to get. So you're going to get something, but that's what you're getting. BF says, I miss everything, but he needs other women's attention through social media. Not to worry. He's not your boyfriend. He's not your boyfriend. He's everybody's boyfriend. He's for the streets. Your man is for the streets. That would be the last day we would be in a relationship. Thank you for letting me know. Goodbye. What about me posting on, hey Tank Bomber, it's been a minute. What about me posting on social media? What are your thoughts? I don't know what you're posting on social media. Happy Saturday. Hi from Florida. Hey, Florida. Bro, I love your quotes. I must say thank you. Quotes, I must say thank you. Respect from Jamaica. Hey, Jamaica. Jamaica, Jamaica. No, one of my favorite Jamaican or reggae songs is Welcome to Jamrock. Welcome to Jamrock. Out in the, I don't know the words, but you know, out in the streets. Yeah, I used to listen to that song all the time when I lived in New York. You couldn't rip me away from reggae. Reggae was my life. Damian Marley is my guy. Damian Marley. You're Gonna Leave. I don't know if you ever heard that song. That's a great song. Your Born Damages. Yeah, so like I'm telling y'all, a lot of these guys know what they're doing. And I think we need to stop this notion that guys are just walking zombies that have zero emotional intelligence, that don't know anything about how bad that they're affecting someone because they might have had a traumatic childhood or whatever. Like, a lot of these guys know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly how they're messing with you. And a lot of this is calculated. They're not these unknowing individuals that just walking around like babies in a man's body. They know what they're doing. The problem is they sell you a story that they've sold 20 other people and we still believe them. Like, why? Like, in what planet do we believe, are we gonna let adults keep getting away with being crappy because they said they didn't have it right? Like, you know, here's the thing. I'm not saying that there isn't a possibility that they could probably have some screws loose because of that, but that's not an excuse. You signed up for a relationship. That's like going to a corporate job and saying, hey, I know I'm supposed to be good at this job, but when I was younger, I didn't get the right training. Like, why are we doing this to ourselves? That corporate job would fire you. I've actually had someone try to justify cheating on them by saying, oh, well, they had a bad childhood. I understand. I'm like, what? If I go rob a bank and I say it's because of my childhood, you think the judge is gonna let me go? God, you know what? So right. You can go home. You clearly don't know better. Y'all gotta be willing to pull the trigger regardless of how many excuses they give you, regardless of how bad their childhood is, regardless of how they were raised or what they experienced before you. You need to be willing to cancel them anyway and hold them accountable like the adults that they need to be. That's what we're not doing anymore. We don't hold people accountable that we like because we like them. They fill in some value that we've been looking for. They got a certain look or a certain pizzazz or appeal, and then we give them all these passes and we try to lie to ourselves. She said, that's why I'm single and raising these kids. Really? But see, that's what happens, man. Like, that's why, to be honest, that's why a lot of people are single. A lot of people, I've seen a lot of people not be able to face reality. And we try to tell ourselves things to make ourselves, you know what it's like? It's like you got a milkshake. The milkshake on the bottle says it's 100 carbs. And you're sitting there telling yourself, well, maybe it's 20 carbs if I just drink half of it. Like, no, what are you doing? And then you get shocked when you gain weight from it. Oh man, I didn't think I'd be gaining weight today. I woke up this morning and I just didn't know. Where is this coming from? Where do you think it's coming from? And then, people tell me, why does he lie to me all the time? Why is he always lying to me? He always lies. One minute he does the right thing, the next minute he doesn't. Where are the lies coming from? He's lying because you lie to yourself. You're not going to be able to discern when someone's lying to you if you lie to yourself. When you're honest with yourself, you can discern when someone's lying to you because the energy clashes. There's a certain energy that we produce when we lie to ourselves. And then when someone puts that energy back to us, all of a sudden, we don't notice it. Oh, I didn't even realize because you were too busy doing it to yourself. When you don't lie to yourself, there is a certain amount of honesty, right? Join our weekly Zoom call and goes deep into this. Yes, fill out the form with the link in my bio or send me a DM if you want to go deep with me. Actually, I forgot to say, this week we have a deep dive into healing from a narcissist or manipulated person. And it is on Wednesday at 8 p.m. EST. I will go live outside of social media. So you have to join the exclusive group where I get into this stuff all the time. But yes, when you don't lie to yourself, there is a pure energy around that. There is an honest energy. There's transparency. It's clear, right? You have clarity. When someone comes in and starts to lie, even if you don't know they're lying, you can sense the energy. It's like a sixth sense. It's like, I feel like I'm being lied to, right? Something's not lining up. You know how many times in my sessions I can tell when I'm being lied to and I don't even know what the lie is? I feel it because I've worked so hard on my own energy. I can tell you this. How many times do you eat a clean diet, right? For about 2-3 weeks. You're just eating clean food. You're cooking at home. You're not doing too much sugar, too much bad stuff. And then you get it, right? You get it. And then you eat something bad. And now you feel like crap. You're like, I didn't even know how crappy I feel when I eat this bad food. But when you're eating the bad food for a long time, right? You can't tell the difference. It's just another meal. You can't tell the difference when you're feeding yourself with crap, right? So more crap just seems like it just kind of trails on and tags on to what you already did. You got to clear up your own energy in order to recognize when you're being put in a situation that's not matching the energy that you're looking for. You need to have that quality discernment. It is very hard to have when you're feeding yourself with the wrong stuff. You got to feed yourself with healthy stuff, nutrients. So, because I love that analogy, good one. Thank you. Yes. Often the best analogies are looking at it from an exterior, physical perspective. It often mirrors the interior. I told my ex after we separated, hold on, making sure if you want to get a one-on-one with me and you want to join the group, send me a DM right now. You can send it on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, send it through Instagram right now. I should probably change this because I don't think that link is working. That subscription link, man, they're working against me right now. They're working against me. Hold on. There we go. That's a better call to action. Because I want to make sure I'm working with y'all. A lot of people this week have had first-time sessions with me, and they came out, and they were so happy with just one session. That's how crazy it is. Of course, we can always work with more, but that is how we're rolling. What is this? Spot on. Yes. Yes. I'm looking at questions now. More questions. I told my ex after we separated that I figured out he knew what he was doing with all the narcissistic abuse and got this sneaky grin on his face and said, "Ah, you think?" I mean, they do know. That's what I've been trying to tell y'all. They know. Even when I was a manipulator, I knew. I knew when I was doing people wrong. I felt like it was justified. See, here's the thing. It's not that they don't know what they're doing. It's that they justify it. You see what I'm saying? They know exactly what they're doing. They justify it. They have to justify it happening. So y'all think they don't know what they're doing? That's nuts. Like trust me, they know what they're doing. They know exactly when they're hurting you. You don't want to believe it. A lot of the times, you don't want to believe that they could hurt you as much as they do and say I love you in the same context. That's the part that sucks, because it's like, how can someone that loves me so much hurt me so much? That's the part I can't fathom that, because then you start to blame yourself. Literally before my one-on-one sessions with X, I felt like I was talking to myself for the full 5 years. I've been with this guy, and just a few sessions, I felt so understood. The community equals sanity. Thank you so much, girl. It is great. We have had great sessions working together. You are tough. You've been tough through our sessions in the best way possible. You're a strong woman, and I'm glad that we had a chance to work together, because you do mean well. Very goal-oriented, very strong woman who wants the absolute best. So thank you so much for saying that. We did. We worked together for a little while, so. So make sure you see someone is giving me accolades here, so you know I'm legit. This is why us women are choosing to stay single and ignore you men. Well, from what I could tell you is that if guys are manipulating you, they're not men. So you're ignoring boys, which you should be, right? You should choose to stay single and ignore boys, because they're only going to make your life hard. Now, when you get the right tools and you figure out how to identify the difference between a man and a boy, then you can have fun. Yes, I'm with one. So all the blame is on you. The truth rage them. Why are you with them? Avoidant disorder. It's a disorder now? Jeez Louise. I'm not gonna lie, don't get me wrong. I love therapy just as much as the next person, right? I actually advocate for it quite a bit. I look several times. Just type in Xaviertainment. Did you type in Xaviertainment? There's too many directions for people to go. Hold on. My phone is blowing up. I think everyone's sending me DMs. There's level to intimacy. We're all doing it backwards. That's why nothing works. Yeah, that's true. X weeks North NC? What is NC? She saw me out, then 2 days later, she found my neck pillow and she could bring me it. Oh, she brought you your neck pillow? I told her to toss it. It's cool, toss it. Is that good? No contact. Yeah. I mean, if I don't want to see you anymore, I don't care about a neck pillow. I'm like, keep it, girl. I think it's good if you don't want this person around. If you don't want this person around, you don't want to you don't want to, if they have things of yours that you don't want to have to associate with them over, then yeah, I would let it go. We'll look and see if I can find you again on Instagram. You have a nice evening and happy 4th. 4th, it's kind of early. Thank you, though. What is this? She saw me and I didn't answer. That's when she texted me again about the pillow. Yeah, I would just not contact, man. I would just not contact. I would go no contact so quick. Yeah, when I'm done with a situation, there's no reason for us to keep talking. Oh, Meta is messaging me. What do you want, Meta? Or let me help you. I'll send you the link. Type ready in the chat if you want me to send you a link to try to get a one-on-one with me. Type ready in the chat. Maybe I could work with you instead of you working with me. I don't know. It's social media is acting crazy today. What is love bombing? Love bombing is when someone uses the word love very quickly in the dating phase and shower you with a lot of attention in order to get what they want from you. It's not real, it's not legit. It's just being weaponized in order to get benefits from you. So that's what love bombing is. And it sucks because some guys know if they really like you very early, but these love bombers, see the problem is, so here's the thing, right? Everything that got someone something quickly is now being weaponized by the wrong people. There were probably some guys out there and some women that genuinely liked each other pretty early in the game. In like 2 weeks, they knew it. And they gave each other a lot of access to each other, but they ended up in marriages. So what happens is people find out about that, and then the manipulators are like, well, I could do that too, even though it's not true, and I could get any girl I want, or the girls that are least into me. As long as I love bomb them, then I could just leave. See, that's why the game got so messed up, because these people found out we got something nice, and they ruined it. So now we got to be all defensive and stuff. I'm with a diagnosed narcissist. I didn't know he still denies it. So I have to be careful to leave. Oh my goodness. You with a diagnosed narcissist? Yeah. Yeah, that's a, are you living? You guys are living together. It sounds like you're living together. She told me she had BPD, but she acts like she has NPD because she have both. Tell her to show you papers. I want to see the diagnosis. I'm not just going to believe that because you self-diagnose. That's another thing, y'all. Don't believe people until they show you proof. You know what I'm saying? With most things. Oh, I don't have any diseases. I've been tested. You better show me some papers. We're going to have a paper party. Because that's wild, man. I don't like when people try to self-diagnose. And then, I'm like, how can I believe that? When they say believe what you want and it's literal facts and you have proof, you know. He's in Vegas at a bachelor party, adding girls on IG he met last night. What are your thoughts? Yeah, he's adding girls because he wants to check them out. You got to be careful with some of these bachelor parties. I'm telling you, I've been to some of them. I'm not gonna rat, but some of these bachelor parties you got to be careful with. Now, I don't know about bachelorette parties. I don't know how y'all are in the bachelorette parties, but I know these bachelor parties, you gotta be careful, man. There are two kinds of guys. There's two kinds of guys on these bachelor parties. There's the guys who would never do anything, who let the other guys do stuff, and they sit down and they're in their corner and they're just like, all right, y'all have fun. I might have a drink or two. You know, maybe have a little fun, but I'm not gonna do anything crazy. And then there's the guys who are like, what girlfriend? What girlfriend? Hall pass. I caught him doing stuff at the last bachelor he went to. A video got posted on IG. If you if you caught him doing stuff at the last bachelor, why'd you stay? You're seeing history repeat itself, and I mean, at this point, it's kind of a expectation, right? If he was like that before, why wouldn't he be like that again? Got away with it once. You stayed. I mean, we're just keeping it real. Any insight, advice about staying strong in a relationship if a partner is a diagnosed schizophrenic? It's like anything, right? A person is diagnosed with a mental disorder. You will have to learn to cope and deal with that mental disorder the best way that you can. Now, they can probably have treatment, they can probably do things to calm it down, but they're gonna have episodes. So I would say, if you're trying to be strong for someone, but you have to be real with yourself and ask yourself, is this something that you can see yourself dealing with for the rest of your life? Right? That's what's going to keep you strong. What are the pros and cons, right? Are there more pros than cons here? Because having a mental disorder sometimes is kind of like having a disability, right? If I can't function normally because something might get thrown off, and I'm trying to, get through that. It's almost not fair that people have to go through that. You know what I mean? It's almost not fair because there are a lot of good people that just have a disorder, but it is what it is, So being a person that doesn't have a mental disorder can be tough to accommodate, right? Because you're gonna have to always give them room to, have a moment. So I think it's more about just being honest with yourself and be real with yourself and let your feelings move as they need to. You had said they justify manipulation and you hurting. How do they do that in their head? Well, I'm a past manipulator, so I can tell you exactly how it happens because my head sometimes has that problem too. What they do is they mess with you. If a manipulator or narcissist messes with you, right? They cheat on you or they lie behind your back or they do something that's against what you want and they hurt you. The first thing they do is say you probably deserved it. There was something that you did or that you said that made it okay for them to do that. So yeah, they know that it's wrong, but they find a way to quickly make it okay for themselves to do it. They've attached some kind of reasoning to it. So that's why it doesn't work, because that's why they blame it on you. You ever wonder why they're blaming you so much? Because they've already blamed you the second they did something out of bounds. They already got a story against you. Well, you do this. That's one of the reasons why they can encourage themselves to actually do it, is because they can blame you while they're doing it. You know those people that did school for a day and they were like, well, I was going to fail anyway. Teacher didn't like me anyway. There's always some justification. Oh, I quit that job. Boss doesn't like me anyway. So because he said he would follow up with me on plans and didn't and then ghosted, should I just move on? Or is it my or is it my fault for backing off? Didn't mean to play games, just wanted him to initiate. See, this is why we need to have private conversations because I don't get all the information. But what I would say is if he said he would follow up with plans, but then didn't get back to you on those plans, I mean, then no, there's nothing wrong with backing off. But I would say if you guys were talking, you don't have to stop talking just because he didn't send back plans. You know what I mean? You don't have to stop talking. You can just talk like normal. If he said good morning that morning and y'all had a good conversation and he said, you know what, I'll get back to you on these plans, right? And he never got back, thank you, Sonny. That doesn't mean that you have to like cut communication altogether, right? Like you can still be casual and cool and just like dial back the energy, you know? But going cold turkey, I mean, you can do that. I don't think it matters. But still, you know, it's like you don't want to have to always feel like you have to just go extreme one way or another, right? You want to play in the middle. This mic is in my way. Hello, my friend. Love your content. Hello back. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. You are awesome. Your doggo's so cute. Thank you. She's all over my couch, man. She better not pee. What did your most recent video talk about? It won't play. It talked about guys who are more likely to cheat on you and what their behavior is like. Plays for me. Playing it right now. See? You might have to refresh or something. Dang, this thing got 6,000 views. I just posted it today. What's crazy is when they apologize after hours of fighting and making me apologize, then go back to the, yeah, I'm not sorry for doing or saying something off, the back and forth. Yeah, I mean, I'm checked out of my relationship. I'm staying for the kids and praying for a miracle. I'm an Aries, LMAO, tough for no extremes, but definitely want a session. Send me a DM. Did you send me a DM yet, Nikki? Yeah, y'all Aries. But I can tell you, I know some Aries that are in great relationships. I know some Aries that are getting married right now. Hello, South Africa. Thank you for all your content. It's very helpful. Thank you. Doing it? Yeah, do it now while I'm on here so I can make sure I get you squared away. Everyone that wants to work with me, do it while I'm on here, and I will book time with you while I'm on here. You don't have to wait until after the call. If you want that immediate service, do it now. I will book you. We will have a booking time ready. That's my love to y'all. My ex was blaming me for mess his exes did. I played Usher songs. He mistakes and dipped. Where are the real men? They're everywhere. She said, don't take my spot. No, she won't take your spot, Carrie. We're good, we're good for tomorrow. How do you say, is it Carrie or Kari? Is it one or two? Carrie, Kari. What about when they do not apologize? Because they don't think that you're worthy of apologies. They're not going to put down their ego. What do you think about Leo women and Cancer men? I think from what I understand about signs is a Leo woman is probably going to struggle with a Cancer man because Cancer men can be emotional. So if they're emotional and Leo women can be a little bit fiery from what I've seen, that can be tough, right? If they can't match your fiery energy, they're going to try to cool it. So you're going to have to meet each other in the middle, fire and water signs. Why would a guy say I'd make it hard for him to leave me? What does that even mean, or is it mind games? And well, I'll tell you what, if he didn't give you a meaning behind what that means, then he's probably playing. He's probably playing. He should give you a meaning. What is this? What about Leo and Sagittarius? Those are a better match. Both are fiery. Both are gonna have to also be willing to compromise because sometimes we can get hot when we're passionate. But Sagittarius, from what I've seen, are free spirits. They like to, they're some of the most loving signs. Very all about, I want to take you everywhere. I want you to be everywhere with me. Even if I go to the grocery store, come with me, cook with me, dance with me, laugh with me. But then they want to like be alone and be isolated. So I think it's a matter of finding that happy medium. And Leo, they like a lot of attention. They like you to give them attention. They like you to be around. They want to hear everything about your day and everything you have going on. But then the second they feel like you're trying to control them, they walk away. They don't like that. They like your presence a lot without any feeling of being controlled. Both sides, both Sagittariuses and Leos don't like to feel like they're being controlled. And they will buck back if they feel like that's something that's going to happen. Why would an emotional person be an avoidant? Because they don't want to face because they don't want to face uncomfortable situations. I mean, if they're emotional, then that means they're unstable, right? If they're too emotional, then they can't get control of it. If they can't get control of it, then what are they going to do? They're going to avoid. If I feel something I don't like and I don't know how to react to it, will this be turned into a reel? Probably not. The way to get access to what I say, stuff like this, and more, I give way more. You have to join the exclusive group. And that is weekly, I do a call outside of social media. And that's where you get more information. You don't get as much on the lives. You get some stuff, but it's not nowhere near as deep as I go. I go deep. You know what, Nikki? I'm gonna just send it to you because I keep looking at you and thinking, oh wait, wasn't she supposed to message me? Why can't I find you? What the heck? Hold on. Is it Allie, Nikki? There it is. Yo, where the heck do you live? Are you in New York? I don't know why you're. Can I get an appointment? Yes. I'll send you a link to subscribe. You get it through the subscription. Allo, let me see. I'm gonna look you up while you're on here. Claudia, 33. People are like, how you messaging me and on live? Sorry, I'm a Scorpio. I'm allergic to deep. That's not true. Okay, gotcha. I got you, Claudia. Who else wants an appointment? What do you know or have noticed about cancers? I think cancers are very accommodating, sometimes accommodating to a fault. Cancer, now here's the thing, there's a difference between men and women. But what I've seen for both signs is cancers, you're gonna hate me for this. You might hate me for this. One of the most interesting things I found out about cancers is that they tend to be attracted to toxic people. You know, like they, for some reason, are attracted to toxic and they like to fix people. And but cancers are some of the sweetest, most nurturing signs I've ever met. Like every cancer woman I've met is just so amazing and sweet and nice. She'll literally be attracted to the hardest, most corrupted dude I've ever met. And I'm like, what? I'm like, wait, wouldn't you want someone to match your energy? I don't, so yeah. Like I've dated some cancer women. I've had some long-term situations with cancer women and they destroyed me. Like for a guy, that was, not so friendly. So, but when they are in the right situation and they're in a healthy situation, I think that they have some of the best relationships ever because they're using that energy towards someone that wants to reciprocate it. I'm saving all my questions until our appointment, so looking forward to it. Need the help. Absolutely, Carrie, I got you tomorrow. You are booked in. Solid, promise. Um, so I want an appointment. Divine intervention, okay. Get it while I'm on here. Passing it out like hotcakes. How do I spell this? I know how to spell intervention. Divine inter. What? Hold on. Intervention 729. Why can't I spell today? Gotcha. Is that how you say it? Talisha? Talisha on the scene. She said, I want one. Who else wants one? I'm going out, but can't. I sent you a DM, Talisha. What sign am I? I'm a Pisces. I'm a Pisces. So actually, me and Cancer are like 100% match. Me and Cancer and Scorpio are all the trifecta. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. And then there's Sagittarius, Leo. I forgot the other one. There's a third one. Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. Those are the trifecta too. I don't know. Dang it. Yeah, I don't know much about, because I know Capricorn. I think Capricorn is low key compatible with everybody. Like, I don't know. My personal experience, I have had the best time with Capricorn. Like, I've never had a problem with them. Has anyone had a problem with a Capricorn? Like, don't get me wrong. I know that no one's perfect, but I've never had like a serious issue. Like, I've never met a Capricorn that's tried to manipulate me. You know? I think they're too busy trying to get money. Like, every Capricorn I meet is all about business and finance and work hard. Like, I got to get stuff done. I got to take care of people. Like, that's all I ever see with Capricorns. Now, sometimes I think they could be a little emotionally detached. I've seen that, where they're so focused on the hustle that they don't think about, the emotions in a situation. And sometimes it makes it hard for them to be compassionate. But yeah, some of the greatest people I've met are Capricorns, at least in my personal life. Also, Scorpios. I've met some really great Scorpios, I would say. I'm not saying all signs are great, but they all have their things, right? Someone tried to manipulate you. Yeah, girl. I was a manipulator. So of course so I attracted that energy. And then someone was bigger and badder than me. And yeah, I got done wrong. I got dogged out. And they left no crumbs. They left me on the floor in the fetal position trying to figure out what is life. I got done so wrong, but I deserved it. I'm getting everybody on here. Sorry if I'm going in my DMs. I'm just making sure that everyone's getting an appointment that asked for it on this live. Y'all about to book up my next week, and I'm good with that. On a Virgo and Libra mix, I don't know too much about Virgo and Libra. Y'all are reaching the end of my knowledge base. I don't know about all the signs. Cancer, Pisces is the best as a friends. Literally all my friends have been Pisces. Now look at the man you have been called to be. Yes. Honestly, you know what I think? I think, whatever you believe in, right? Whether it's God, whether it's the universe, whatever, I think that the stuff that is here to challenge you is here to make you better. You know that saying, what doesn't kill you make you stronger? I think that's why we're sent these challenges, right? Why we're sent people who try to manipulate us. Why we're sent people who try to betray us, who we're sent jobs that we're not happy with. These are all challenges to force you to want more for yourself. And we're missing it because we're thinking, oh, well, my life sucks. Life is hard. This is just bad life. Bad things are happening to me. But sometimes you miss it. Sometimes life is trying to tell you, you don't have to stay here. You don't have to keep dealing with this, right? But I'm going to need you to keep getting caught up. I'm going to need you to keep getting it served to you until you finally start to wake up and you start to realize that life is meant for more than this. But you're just going to keep getting challenged because that's what it is. Stagnation is the enemy of progress. Did I hear that somewhere? Because that felt like a quote. That's why sometimes, outside of extremes, right? Like outside the extreme of like abuse or anything like that, people who are bad to us are sometimes a blessing. People that are bad for us are sometimes a blessing because they're showing us maybe some weak spots that we had that we need to work on. Because how did this person get this far with me? How did this person get an opportunity to manipulate me? What did I miss? And I'm not saying that it's your fault. I'm just saying you can sharpen your tools, right? John F. Kennedy said, don't pray for easier lives, pray to become stronger. We all want things to get easier. We're like, okay, well, the dating game is harder now, so now I don't want to date anymore. No, we become stronger. We don't let these foolish people that want to mess around jade our image of what love is. We stand firm on what our idea of love is, and then we meet people that are also standing firm. Now more than ever, good people stand out like a sore thumb. That's a good thing. That's something that you didn't see back in the day. Back in the day, everybody was following the same rules. Oh, people today are exercising so much of who they really are. You know if you don't match with someone that quickly. If you're a God-fearing person, right, and you meet someone that doesn't believe in God, that's already a deal breaker most likely for you, right? How many times in scripture does it tell you you can't be with a non-believer? Or if you're a person that doesn't believe in God and you're dealing with someone that does, that might be hard for you to manage. If you value children and the other person does not, then you already know it's a deal breaker. If you value respect and the other person keeps disrespecting you, that's a deal breaker. You see how easy it is to weed these people out? But then these people come into our lives. They make us feel good when we're in a drought because we're so busy worried about our flesh that we're like, okay, well, they're satisfying my fleshly urges and my fleshly desires. So they work their way into the rest of me spiritually because I'm so worried about getting my flesh temporarily resolved. And then you wonder why they get so deep with you. How did this person get in my life? Because I'm satisfying the surface level. There's so many layers to you, to all people. So you can't even let them have you at the flesh level because you don't know who's behind the curtain. You got to spend more time getting to know a person energetically, spiritually, before you start to just let them go deep with you like that, or you start to give them access to you. That's how you're going to have proper discernment, right? Because that's where discernment really comes in, not letting them get too much of you. Let's stay here. Let's just have some conversations. Let me get to know you. I don't know what just happened, but my dog is like right next to me. Hey, come here. Why are you walking all mopey? You love it here. Okay. Say hi, Lorelai. Oh, geez Louise. She just got a bath. She's like out of it. She's getting fluffy again. How's it feel to be fluffy? Where are you going? Going nowhere. She just wants to lay there. This is what she does. She's like, why be up when I can lay? I can just lay on daddy. They want to see your face. They want to see your cute face. She's getting fluffy again. Who else wants an appointment? Get it while I'm on here. Let me see. You have two? You have two dogs? The more trash we carry out of ourselves, the greater level of discernment is activated. Yes! Man, that hit me. Yes, you must do it. You must do that first. She's cute. How old is she? She's 1.5 years. Still a baby, I guess. Sweet princess, yes. Relax after my bath. It's like going to the spa. Yeah. She's got to be relaxed after her relax. Yours is 4 months. Yours is a baby. Handling, she has different colored eyes. Yes, she does. Having like her at 4 months, oh my God, that was a lot. That was a lot of work. Baby dogs are so rowdy. Baby dogs are so rowdy. You finished preaching, I want to hear more. You gotta sign up for my exclusive package. You gotta sign up for the exclusive group. I go way into it. I go way deeper. This is, y'all just scratching the surface on this one. I just gave y'all a little taste. If you want to join the exclusive group, send me a DM. It's bedtime. You helped activate the discernment in my life, and I'm grateful. Thank you. My ex, one of his friends, interfered in my relationship. How did that happen? Yesterday, and what I have been brought into the group is so nice and supportive. Yes. What do you mean, what's that? What's a DM? Oh, man. Direct message. Let me see. Yo.Londa. Why are you licking me? Come on. $7,926. I don't even think you have a DM, Yolanda. I sent you a message. He was one of his managers, and he interfered very hard in our relationship. Well, do you think that maybe your ex allowed it though? Maybe your ex allowed it? I'm here for the sites. Thank you, Katie. In SA, it's midnight. What's SA? San Antonio? It's because when you sign contracts and you're in a relationship with a famous person, you're not allowed to date certain people. Well, so that was there before he got there, right? Oh, South Africa. Whoops. I know my words. It's a lot of people from South Africa on this live all the time. Did he sign that contract after or before he started dating you? Before? So that's something he had to consider when he was dating, right? Cindy is not playing around. Signed up immediately. You're going to get booked right now. How do I do this? The men, Xavier, they be doing too much. What are they doing? What are they doing to you, girl? Where are you meeting these men at? Side note, when is the cooking live? Oh, that's a good question. That's a great question. I don't know. Maybe soon. Lorelai, why are you trying to get in the camera now? What men are doing too much? Ask me more questions about these men. Signs of a secure man? Oh, that's easy. He won't be bothered. It's hard to bother a secure man. Now, I'm not saying he won't have a problem with certain things, but he won't be just hype on everything, right? He won't just be like, oh my God, what are you doing? Who are you doing it with? What does it mean? He won't be looking to create an issue out of everything. If anything, he'll have more solutions, right? He'll be like, oh, well, go ahead, have fun. You hear a lot of statements like that, a lot of secure statements. He's not going to come to you with BS. So secure men don't like to cause problems, and they'll talk to you. If something's not working, they will talk to you about it, right? They will actually have transparency. They won't just be, this type of person. So that's a secure man, someone who brings you peace and clarity, not chaos and confusion. Putting Cindy, I'm getting Cindy hooked up right now. Copy link. All right, let me see. Yeah, she always stares at me. Is she joining the family? What do you mean? The relationship family? Like, red flag, he wants to see me even though I'm sick? I don't think that's a red flag. Yeah, she'll join our group. I don't think that's a red flag if he cares about you. He might just care about you. Why would that be a red flag? Why do you think it's a red flag? There's disdain towards women and one that finds out down the line in the relationship. Do you need to talk to me? Because I'm not exactly sure which guys you're talking about. Because that's not all guys. Red flag. Can we go back to the person that is asking about the manager? I think I missed your take on that. Well, apparently his manager interfered with his relationship, but his manager, there's some kind of celebrity person that's involved, but he knew that going in because he signed a contract that said you can't have certain relationships or something like that. So it was kind of expected that this person would struggle with relationships before he got into a relationship, but he got into one anyway. So now they're having problems because he's in a relationship, but it's already been put into the contract that there could be some interference. So that's why there was an issue already before she even got there, right? She was already doomed. So what I said was, I mean, what can you do, right? If this was already put into the contract, unless he quits, he's always going to have this problem. A caring man is a fruit of God's spirit. Thank you so much. Yeah, she's my baby. I saw the most horrible video the other day of like Someone had their dog, they were like this size, maybe a little smaller, outside in the gate, and a coyote snatched it. I was like, yo, if I ever saw that, I'm in therapy for the next 10 years. Like, that would destroy my spirit. Coyotes are crazy. Because we've only been on 2 dates, and it seems like he's trying to know where I live. He could easily catch the flu from me. Oh, it's only 2 dates? Well, we missed that piece of information. I thought you guys were in a relationship. See, this is why I always need more information. No, 2 dates is crazy. Like, that's a little bit too much. I would say it's not a red flag that he wants to see you. Because maybe he's just a caring guy and he's not thinking straight and he just likes you. I mean, we all do things, a lot of us do things out of character when we like someone. So maybe he just likes you. But I would say it's a red flag if he's being persistent. That's a red flag. Okay, maybe we can talk. I don't know why I'm anxious now. I can think about it. Okay, do you wanna send me a DM? Do you want me to get you on this moment that we're in right now? Oh, girl, we need to brush your teeth. I just smelled pure dog. Found you. Follow back. All right. Yeah, she does have puppy breath. I don't know what she's eating. Oh my goodness, phone blowing up. 1 second. We are getting people in. I love it. We already got like 4 or 5 appointments booked just on this live alone. See, this is how quickly we're getting people in. Nope, not overthinking. Okay, thank you. Yes, he's being very persistent and it's scaring me, LOL. I just want to make sure I wasn't overthinking. Well, you know what you could do? Here's what you could do, Anna. Tell him straight up how you feel, right? Like tell him, hey, you know what? I liked hanging out with you, but I don't know you well enough for you to come over even though I'm sick. I can DoorDash, I can Uber Eats. I really need to get to know you further before I start to allow you to come to my house. Is that gonna be okay? See, that's when you gotta put him on the spot. Don't just let him get away with sounding crazy like that, right? Put him on the spot. All right, girl, you've had enough. You keep getting up and down, and you're distracting daddy. See, she doesn't want to go. Oh, why is it so hard to move you? Ugh. She like fights me. Like, she does the same thing when we're like laying down. And then I try to like, hey, can you move to this side? She'll like push herself closer to me. Fraction, what? Fracnation seduction? That sounds like an 80s movie. I gotta look that up now. You guys gave me homework. Oh, snap. Seduction is a technique upon which many couples within the art of seduction are based, is to pull the girl in and out over and over again of a particular state in order to enhance the state. Why is it towards the girl? They don't do this with guys. Seducing a woman using psychological techniques. Wow, this is some deep stuff here. Well, see, here's what I think. Here's what I think about what I've just read. Okay? I think that that is a thing that is interpreted incorrectly, right? I think that some people are hot and cold because I think some people are hot and cold because they just suck. And it can be taken that way. You know what I mean? Like people who are inconsistent can be very good at seduction and not even know it. Because what seduction does, seduction is kind of like sometimes an art where I don't let you know everything, I keep you guessing. But a lot of people that suck at dating are that way because they just suck. So, but we interpret it as endearing. That mystery. Yeah, she is. And she's gonna keep staring at me. It can also be an abuse tactic to create a trauma bond. Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't think they always know they're doing that. Like that has to be extremely methodical for someone to be able to do that. Like most of the guys that you guys have told me about are like not that smart. Now they know when they're doing something wrong, but they're not smart at being like, I'm gonna play hot and cold with her to make her want me more. Now they may pull away to make you run after them, but I don't think they're like, I'm gonna use fractional stuff with this woman. They're like, I don't think that they know that they're doing that. So hey, I believe that it happens just by casualty. A lot of these guys are not that smart. I'm sorry. Some of the guys, y'all, I'm telling you, I've had sessions with some of these ladies and they put their guys on. And these guys are like, what is wrong with you, man? Like, sometimes I'm like, where do you find these guys? A guy is the one who told me about it. What the hell kind of background does he have? I've never heard of that in my life. Why do narcissist male think you don't have options just because you're solid and you didn't want anybody else? Because he's creating a reality where you don't have options. He's a narcissist. He has to believe that he's the only option. Come on, baby. This is game. I'm a past manipulator, right? So I can tell you, my goal is to make sure that no other option is as good as I am, and there is no other option but me. And I'm gonna do everything in my power to make you see that. If I have to make you isolated from your parents, from your friends, from your children, from your dog, then that's what I'm gonna do, because I wanna be your world. And then guess what? That still won't be enough, because I hate myself. Isn't that the most craziest thing you've ever heard? She said, that's scary. Well, that's scary. Well, that's why you gotta be hard. That's why you gotta have boundaries and standards. Oh yeah, I remember when I was a manipulator and I used to get jealous when women played with their dogs too much when I was around and they showed too much affection to the dog. It used to drive me crazy. I would be like, I hate this dog. Like that, I used to feel like that. That's crazy, right? So how can you get back at him? How can you get back at him? It depends on what kind of get back you're trying to do. Are you trying to do it dirty or are you trying to do it clean? And I'm just gonna let you know, if you try to get back at him and you're not that type of person, you might hurt yourself more than him. because he's already hurting. You have to understand that people who do stuff like this, people who do bad things to people, who hurt people, a lot of them are in a broken state themselves. A lot of them are not happy with that, with their own lives. They've been walking in a certain layer of darkness for so long. So to them, it's just another day in the park. And for you, it's new territory. If you're not used to this and you have a pretty clean and serene life, you might not want to indulge in trying to reach back out and get them back. It's a dark road. And you don't know what else could be there. So you can do it, but just make sure that you understand that there are consequences to everything, right? My ex kept accusing me of cheating, and I kept providing him evidence. Oh, well, that was the worst thing you could have done. Don't provide evidence to someone that accuses you of cheating and you didn't. I'm just going to let you know right now, that's going to be the end of it. Because all you're doing is validating that you actually feel scared. You got to challenge him. This led to a lot of fighting, and eventually he just stopped accepting evidence. It's convinced, yeah, because you fed right into it. You fed right on into the trap. When someone just accuses you of cheating out of nowhere and they have no evidence of it, the best thing you could do is give it to them. Maybe. Oh, so you cheated on me. I cheated on you? Is that what you actually believe? Do you have evidence? No, but I saw you were here and that just sounds like cheating. Okay, sounds like, but no evidence, right? Which means you don't trust me. Well, it's not that I don't trust you, it's that I don't trust cheaters. Okay, well then, hey, if you believe I cheated, maybe that's the truth. What am I gonna do? Sit here and defend myself? See, y'all gotta know game, man. Y'all gotta know game. That's why it's so good that I used to be a manipulator, because I can tell you exactly how to defeat me. I was like the boss, right, of manipulators. Like I ran game, and then I got slapped. And then I was like, whoa, never gonna do that again. That hurts way too much. What motivated you to change from your manipulative ways? I lost a lot of women that were wife material. I lost a lot of women that I saw a future with, and they moved on and they had successful lives. And one of them haunts me till this day. One woman I dated was a news anchor, and she dropped me like a hot potato. I was so hurt because I just knew she was going to come back. None of my games worked on her. And she ended up moving to another state. I traveled to that state one time because I had to take care of business. I saw her on the news. She had become a bigger person. Now, clearly, I can't name her, but that killed me. That was one of the first times I knew I got to do something. But here's what I could tell you. If she would have came back to me, I wouldn't have changed. So for all of you ladies that are going back to these men, if she would have came back to me, even within the first 3 to 6 months, I wouldn't have changed. Because I would have said, I don't have to. The fact that she left me for good made me realize I have a problem. Because it was too many like that. It was happening too much. Because I wanted women that wanted to be wives, right? I wanted women that wanted to be mothers and wives and that wanted a stable environment. And I was able to identify them. But then they revealed things about me through leaving me. And then I was like, yeah, I suck, baby. So what is the best way to lose them in their game? What does that mean? I'm glad you were able to wake up. Thank you. Me too. Because if I didn't, I'd probably be in jail. I was a horrible person. But you ran them off. You damn right I did. Ran them off. But see, that's the thing, is sometimes I didn't run them off. Like, there were other women that I dated that would never leave. And I left them because I thought to myself, how could you deal with someone who treated you the way I treat you? I used to lose value in them because when I treated them bad, they would stick around. And the more I treated them bad and the more they stuck around, the less I respected them. But like I said, I go deeper into this on my exclusive group. You're getting that raw truth right now. Will men run off women they think are too good for them or better than them, or they just aren't ready? I don't know which one to answer. Let's start with the first one. Will men run off women they think are too good for them? Yes, absolutely. They will self-sabotage 100%. If they are not confident in themselves, then they will definitely self-sabotage, especially because they can't get away with it. Like, a woman who's too good for them won't let them get away with things because that woman is too smart. She's too savvy. She knows herself. She knows her value. I can't get away with just playing any kind of game with her, right? So I'm going to try to mess with her. I'm going to try the best games I got, and she's not going to go for it, and that's going to suck. So yeah, I'm going to sabotage it or just aren't ready. Well, sometimes I would say that most dudes that are not healed are not ready to be in a relationship. I would say a lot of women who aren't healed or working towards healing are not ready for a relationship. I would say that's everybody in the bucket, you know? You don't have to be all the way healed, but you definitely need to have your maintenance check covered, right? If you're starting to act out and it's for reasons other than what's happening in the relationship, and you can't regulate yourself, yeah, you definitely probably should not be in a relationship because you're about to sabotage this. Even if you are so supportive of them and see their potential, no, because the thing is, you could be as supportive as you want to be. If I hate myself and I disrespect you and you deal with it, then I'm going to think you're lower than me. I already think I'm crap. So now you're going to deal with me and tell me you love me, but I've treated you badly? How can I value someone that values someone that doesn't value themselves? I used to legit think that. I was like, well, now don't get me wrong. I would hype myself and think I was the best thing since sliced bread. But then there was always a part of me that had serious doubts. And then I would think, how could you love me? And then I would sabotage the crap out of it. So you will never be able to love someone out of their own trauma. They have to do that. You can support them. You can make them feel happy. You can make them feel like they've never felt this way before, the treatment. But they have to challenge their trauma. That is their own job. And if you try to take that job from them, you're going to end up getting it because now you're going to fight a battle that's not going to win. You're not going to win. You can't be stronger than me at my own trauma. Not even therapists do that. Coaches don't even do that. But then we have to also consider, why do we keep pointing ourselves towards people that are dealing with all of this trauma when there's other options? And there are other options. There's no way that you're the only one walking around with dealing with your stuff the way that you are. There's billions of people in this world. Why do we choose this person? Because that speaks to us too. There might be some trauma that we're dealing with where we feel like we want to save people from their own misery. Where we feel like we want to save people, but we can't even save ourselves from these people. So if I can't save myself from you, but somehow I'm going to save you from you, that doesn't even make sense. So that goes to show that we got something too. We're not free and clear. We're not perfect Patty, right? We're indulging in this as well. And we're getting pain from this. So that's something to consider. I would say both sides are at fault in that position. The healer and the abuser, both of y'all, it's like the feeder and the eater. Both of y'all are feeding into this. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but I'm saying if you're going to call it what it is, you can't stop yourself from loving someone that treats you badly. They can't stop treating someone badly they say they love. It's like two sides of the same coin at that point. They call it love when it's really just fitting an agenda. You call it empathy when you're really just a pushover. And you're trying to get them to do stuff by using kindness as a weapon. It doesn't work. They don't love you. You're not that empathetic. Let's just be real. Like, let's just be real. And it's okay to be real. I admire your dedication to your craft and how much you care. Thank you so much. Such kind words. I appreciate it. I do. I love it here. I absolutely love it here. I remember when I was in high school, one of my teachers said, you love something, what you do when you can do it, and it just comes, it's just something that you can just keep doing. That's a life that I want. So, mindset. Who is this? I recognize your name. What's going on, brother? How you feeling? Feeling good, man. How about you, bro? And you followed me. Thanks, brother. My man gets shocked when I run out of patience and tell him he's being a jerk. Why? Why does he get shocked? Man, y'all have been rocking and rolling with me on live today. I'm pretty sure it's been like over an hour. Ignored me now 2 days. He gets shocked because I'm always sweet. I had time to get my hair done and get home. It's been hours. We appreciate you. Yeah. But like I said, even though you have access to me through this live, it is nowhere near the amount of value you would get on the private calls. I break it down to a science. I actually use science. I use research and backup. And what the heck? I hate when my technology acts weird. Yeah, we are on here. We live here. We live on live. It has been hours. Sheesh. Grip. If anyone else wants an appointment with me, go ahead and type it in the chat. Do you want a one-on-one with me? Are you experiencing something? Do you want to know how to heal from a narcissist, manipulator, any of those things? If you want to know, if you want to hear the real raw truth, go ahead and type that in the comments. Say I'm ready in the comments and we will work through that. I have a live session outside of social media, 8 p.m. on Wednesday, so make sure you get in. Are you seeing changes and growth in your relationships now? Yes, 1000%. I can tell you since I've gone to therapy and counseling and I've worked on my manipulative ways, I can tell you that whether a relationship or dating works out or not now, it is not a bloodbath like it used to be. It's not all this yelling and screaming and I hate you, you're a narcissist, you're a bad person, you lied to me. Like none of that happens in my dating life now. No. If anything, whether we decide to work it out or not, we are always on somewhat of good terms, right? And It's very clean. It's very honest. It's direct. It's just a lot more peace in my relationship. Sometimes too much, right? And then sometimes we got to spice it up. But no, it's very calm, very serene, and very transparent. Yeah, none of that crap. Do you think narcissists can heal? Well, I wasn't a narcissist, right? I had the traits of a narcissist, but I was not. I was just a manipulator. I learned from narcissists when I was young. So, can they heal? If they're diagnosed, that might be a different way to look. They're going to always have that trigger, and it's a lot more severe than someone like me, right? So, I would say their version of healing might just be having a different approach, but they're always going to have to go to therapy for the rest of their life. Hold on, I'm helping someone else who just said in here. Am I a therapist? No, I'm a coach. I'm a coach. But I mean, eerily similar, to be honest. Sana, I don't know how to say your name, but I just sent you the link so that we can start working together. What's the difference between being a narcissist and having the traits? So people can be diagnosed narcissists and have similar traits to someone who's manipulative or insecure, right? Narcissists use power plays to try to control you and manipulate you. Insecure guys are afraid and they use power plays out of fear because they feel like they're not good enough. So it's very similar, but a narcissist is diagnosed narcissistic personality disorder. Their brain works a certain way and they can't, it's not always easy for them to just stop it, right? They know what's happening, but they have to work past their triggers. But a guy who is not a narcissist, but just has had a terrible experience with people in life and maybe was raised incorrectly to an extent, he's going to use those same tactics, but he's going to feel more empathy and probably at some point need to fix it, right? But you won't be able to tell much of the difference on the surface. Cindy, you're already on board for a booking. Thank you for the space. Absolutely. Y'all are not playing games. We are getting some bookings in, girl. Done. All right, Sana, what's your time zone and phone number? We are rocking today. Cheesecake. I love cheesecake. I wonder if it's a New Yorker thing. That's healthy. That's good. Yeah, no. Once I went through therapy and counseling, and I did a lot of stuff that your guys are doing, I'm a therapist also. Keep up the good work. Oh, you're a therapist? Hey, therapist. Thank you so much. Good to see fellow mental health people on here. I love when therapists join my live. And then we're like, oh, we can relate so much on what we're talking about. But yes, when I went through therapy myself after being a manipulator, I had LPCC. I had a lot, I just had better relationships. I had a better overall life, but it wasn't even the relationships per se that were better. My whole life was better. I used to argue with my parents. I used to argue with friends. I used to lose friendships so easily. I used to lose, I used to not talk to my parents for months or like maybe even almost a year. I used to not have the ability to maintain certain things because eventually that reality side of me would always come through no matter how nice I tried to play the game. So I would always get a bad hand dealt to me in some kind of way. Now when I work through healing, my relationship with my parents was so much better. Even people that I didn't agree with, people that I didn't see eye to eye with, those relationships were better. A lot of relationships just got so much better. And my own life, being alone felt okay. When I was a manipulator, I could not be alone. I couldn't be alone for more than, maybe a day or so without feeling like, oh man, I gotta have someone. I gotta have someone. What is DBT? Now you're saying some stuff. I'm not a therapist. I'm a coach. But so you might be saying some stuff I'm not familiar with. I studied a little bit, but not that much. That DSM, no. Dialectic behavior therapy. Dialectical. Is that what it's called? I don't know. I saw a therapist and a counselor, and they just both handled me and told me exactly what I was doing wrong. That was hard. They were very real with me, and that's probably what it is. Wait, is that the behavioral therapy that they use for narcissists? Because I thought it was cognitive. You might know. You know better than me, Cassandra. That name is one of those names and go either way. And I'm on live and we're not able. Borderline personality disorder. Oh no. See, BPD is next level. Like I have not had, do you work with people that have BPD? Because I don't have BPD, but I've worked with people that have had BPD. That was a tough one. DBT is also used for BPD. Oh, I did not know that. You work with people that have BPD? We gotta talk, because I'm so curious, like how you work with people who have BPD. I have struggled with that one. Like I had one client that had BPD, and before I knew it, I'm not gonna say it on live, but let's just say self-harm. I was like, wait. What is BPD? BPD is borderline personality disorder. I don't know that much about it, but from what I've seen, it's kind of like a trait where they lean on extremes a little bit. Like they can interpret things to be a little bit more extreme than they are. Like for example, you might be friends with someone that has BPD, and then you might have a few days that you're sick, and they might feel like you're abandoning them. Like I've seen that before. Or they keep going back to someone that is toxic for them because they have this overwhelming feeling of abandonment where they almost feel like they want to lose themselves completely. Like they end up quitting their job or failing and not paying bills. Like it can be, it's like the extremes, right? And I would say that often requires therapy. Now, because you got to think, like, we all experience loss to an extent when we break up with someone that we really thought it was going to work out with. But sometimes people, not everyone who has BPD, but sometimes people with BPD, they go there. They can go there. So, it's something that definitely needs to be, I think, serious therapy and stuff like that. It's unfortunate. How do you know that you have that or not? I think you'd know. You'd know, but I mean, maybe the therapist can help with that because I don't know. I don't know too much about how to diagnose that, but I think it's something you would know very quickly because it's something that you just keep obsessing over. Like you find yourself ruminating and obsessing, and you can't stop it, and it interferes with your everyday life. You make decisions, that are really radical, that go against whatever everyone else feels. It's kind of self-serving. I'm gonna go cook dinner and watch a movie with the littles. I followed you. I'll check back soon. Okay, cool. The what? What did you just say? So looks like I got a bunch new people. So all of y'all are getting booked up. Please book me. Absolutely. So I think I have enough people for today. See a therapist and get a formal diagnosis. Yeah, I agree with that. I think you should get a formal diagnosis for most of these personality disorders. You know what I mean? If you're going to claim that you have it, you'll definitely want to make sure that, or you think you have it, you'll want to get a diagnosis. That's why I think it'll benefit everyone to go to a therapist. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter how, healthy minded you think you are. I was one of those people. I was like, oh man, I'm the healthiest person ever. I don't need a therapist. That's like saying I only go to the doctor when I need a checkup or when something's wrong. Sometimes you go to a doctor just for a checkup, right? Something doesn't always have to be wrong. So I would say that everyone at some point in their lives should go see a therapist just to make sure that things are in working order. Because if it's not, then you can take some precautionary measures. You might be failing relationships because you got something going on, right? You might not be able to hold on to family members because you got something going on. And that's okay. It's okay. Like, honestly, I think that people kind of shy away from the idea that they could have something. They're like, I don't want to have to admit I got something, or I don't want to be one of those people. But no, it's a great thing to learn about yourself because you never know. I get on here and admit all day long I used to have extreme manipulative tendencies, and I had trauma in my life that made me go that way. So if I can do it, you can. And some people are going to like it. Some people are going to be weird about it, but you have to do what's right for you so you can have the best life you can, right? You get one life. Do you think when you dismiss someone really quick, they hurt you because something could be wrong with you? Hold on, what? Do you think when you dismiss someone really quick because they hurt you, could be something wrong with you? I don't know if something is officially wrong with you. Some people don't have anything wrong and they just have low patience, or they just don't want to hear that there's something wrong. Sometimes people just are bad with coping, right? So I don't think that's not always because something's wrong with you, right? Not every behavior leads to something wrong. This is not like, don't take this like WebMD right now where you have a headache and you think it's an aneurysm. You know what I mean? It's like WebMD will do that to you. I have a headache, I'm gonna die tonight. So no, disorders are disorders, right? And you could be on a spectrum, you might not have anything. Sometimes things just affect you and you just need to deal with it a little better, right? Maybe it's just the way that you're looking at it. Maybe it's the way that you perceive it. Doesn't mean that there's a disorder, right? Sometimes you can challenge that yourself. I didn't have a disorder and I was acting like that. I acted like such a narcissist that it took me years to break out of it. And I wasn't a narcissist. Oh my God, hi. Hello, hi. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out because my tolerance for BS. Well, yeah, I mean, that's hard to know without talking to someone. I would say definitely talk to a professional. If you feel like, you dismiss kind of quickly or something like that, I would definitely talk to a professional. You could talk to me, I can be the first step in your road to figuring it out. But yes, that's what I do. I help with that. How are you? I'm good. How are you? Why do I feel like we know each other? Do we know each other? I'm not sure. Where are you from? Well, I'm from New York and I live in Virginia. You're in Virginia too. I feel like I might have seen you. Okay, I need to talk to you. Send me a DM. I'll send you a DM. DJ Djax 94. Have a beautiful weekend. Thank you. I'll send you a message. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you. Need dating advice. Man, we've been cooking for hours. I have enough people now. I gotta get everyone booked out. I already got y'all. I've been texting y'all. Let's go ahead and get this wrapped up. For the rest of you who want to work with me, go ahead and send me a message. We are doing first time appointments and you get access to the exclusive group. Make sure you do that. But anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Wonderful people. We'll do this again. Have a great rest of your evening and love you so much. Bye, y'all.